Hi everyone. I hope this finds you all healthy and happy. And I'm coming on because I want to share a piece that I'm doing. This is a commissioned piece for a lady near me here. And her granddaughter was in a debutante ball and was participated in that, and so she wants this piece done to commemorate that and give it to her granddaughter for Christmas. There's a piece of my paintbrush fiber, or whatever you call it, bristle, in there. It's driving me crazy. Okay. So, at any rate, this lady wants me to do this and have it done for Christmas, and so I thought what I would do is maybe try to get a little bit of it documented for me, as well as maybe share it with you. So so far this is a 9 by 12 canvas. And so far what I have done is I've done a little bit of a background with some tissue paper, which I sprayed the tissue paper with my glimmer mists, my homemade shimmer sprays. You can see here, both in the pink and green. The colors are pink and green. So I've done that. I sprayed those and crinkled them and put them down on my canvas with a little bit of the matte gel medium from Liquitex. I've also done the edges of the canvas. I've done those with my texture paste, which is my my homemade one from, well, it's actually just straight out of the tub. It's I've talked about it many times before. It's called it's a drywall compound, and it's called, oh my goodness, now I'm going to forget the name of it. I'll put it in the captions whenever it finally comes to me. But it has a really good quality that doesn't crack or break after after time. So I really like it. I use it all the time. So I've done the edges kind of with like that, with the pink and green, and this is going to have a focal point of a focal image of the lady's granddaughter in her gown. And this gal is a real girly girl, so there's going to be a lot of lace and flowers and and things to do this up. So I'm going to just go ahead and let the camera go and record some of this. I'm going to try to, right now I'm going to stop it while this is drying, and then I'll try to remember to turn it back on again whenever I begin again with something else. So anyway, I thought I would bring you along with me, and we'll see how this turns out. And I've prepared the photograph by sealing it. I printed it on my actually on my my printer, and my printer is really a nice one, and so it comes out really nice. The photograph comes out really nice, and so I sealed it. I did do that as well, and so I've got yeah, that's where I am so far. So I will, as I said, take you along with me. Hopefully I will remember to turn the camera on. You never know with me. Okay, and so hopefully you enjoy this when it is all completed, and I will then also have a record of doing this for the lady. So thank you, and I will speak to you either along the way or at the end. Hi Hi, I'm back. I dried my tissue paper very well here, and I think I forgot to mention when I was showing this before that I used Elasto Patch. I did think of the drywall compound that I use for my texture paste. But on top of that, I put some of my shimmer paints in the this is one of the new color shift paints by Folk Art, and it's called Green Flash, and it's a beautiful color of green that is the color of this gal's sorority. And then Folk Art Rose Shimmer is what I used on the edges of this as well. Okay, and so I noticed whenever I got this dry, that even though I had shimmered my tissue paper, and whenever you look at the tissue paper, it shimmers, you know, very, very much or very nicely. But once it was down on here on the canvas with the Liquitex Matte Gel Medium, it doesn't have much of a shimmer left to it. So I'm going to give it a couple of spritzes here and there with my homemade shimmer spray. This one is just kind of a white shade. So I'm going to see how that does. That give it a little bit more shimmer here in the background. Just want a bit of shimmer to come through. We'll have to dry this again very well. And I don't have my I don't have it in my box, so I'm getting it everywhere, of course. But I didn't think you'd be able to see it if it was in the box, so I just decided I'd go with it this way. All right, we'll see how that does. I'll dry this up, and we'll see if that does anything. Okay, adding the homemade shimmer spray in the white did add a little bit of shimmer to it, and that you can, I think you can pick up and see there in different places. And so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna let that go for now, and it is dry again. And what I'm gonna do next, as you guys might know, I make my own homemade gesso as well. And so when I make it kind of thick, so that if and when I want to thin it down, to do whatever I want to do with it, I can do that, or I can leave it thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape a little bit of gesso on here in different spots, and I'm going to add some little bottles, and I'm not even sure where I got them. I'm just going to kind of scrape it on here roughly. I'm not even sure where I got these little bottles, but they are called, something dust here. I'll show you in just a second. Sorry, I don't have them out yet. But I just thought they would be pretty to kind of highlight some of these little areas here. Okay. Yeah, that looks like where I want it to be. Bear with me. Squeaky cupboard door. Okay, this is called Glamour Dust, and it's by Deco Art, And I don't know if you can see it, but it's really, really shimmery. Oops. It's, and I don't know where I picked these up from, but I want to say I picked them up at Goodwill. So what I'm going to do is just tap a little bit of that on to my wet gesso. And the bottles weren't full when I purchased them, but they were almost full. And there's a little bit of silver in here. It's real fine, just basically real fine glitter. There's a little bit of silver in here. There's a little bit of pink I can see coming through. I don't see a green, but you know how this glitter is. Maybe there is some, maybe an iridescent green in there in the background somewhere as well. But I just thought that it would be pretty, and I hope you can see what I'm doing, to add a bit of that to my wet gesso here in the, to complete, and then that's going to complete my background, and I will build up from here then. So I'm just going to tap this off, and I just want the merest hint of it, so I don't want it to be, you know, like real thick or anything, but I did want the gesso to add a little bit more dimension, which it has. So yeah, all right, let's go with that for now, and I'm going to go ahead and tap this off onto my craft mat down here and put it back in the bottle. So I will come back whenever I'm doing the next step. Okay, I've decided that I want my my photograph to go right about here on the project, and I want to use this really pretty braid, not braid, but embroidered trim around the edge of the project, like this. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on before I continue on with the next part of the project, because I'm going to do a flower spray up in this corner and use some of this pretty tulle, glitter tulle, underneath some of my flowers that I have over here that I built. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on first, so that I have a frame, you know, to work within, and when I get that part done and go on to the next part, I will come back and show you. Okay, I thought I'd come back here and let you, you know, go along with me while I put the last little bit of this embroidered lace around the edge here. This is really pretty little embroidered trim. It's got a kind of a sheen to it, and years ago I learned that all kinds of lace and trims have a wrong side and a right side. Oops. And so you just have to kind of be aware of that, and usually it's very discernible. You can see or tell the wrong side from the right side. And on this particular trim, I'm not going around the corner or making it fit around the corner, since it's a trim and not an actual lace. I'm just stopping at each juncture and going around with a new piece. So I think it's making a nice frame for the piece. Okay, I'm about to have to stop and put things away for now, because I have a kind of a situation with my kitty cat, and I have to go get some things for her. So I pretty much finished my my spray here in the corner, the top corner of the piece. I used some of that really pretty glitter tulle underneath, and my flowers that I made up, and some these were just given to me in my challenge. I think Annie gave those to me, Rosie Posy Crafts. Anyway, and then I put some pretty ribbons down here along the side, and this again is just a piece of paper. It's where the focal photograph is going to go. And I strung some ribbon through this pretty lace here at the top, and I don't have that down yet, so I was about to do that and get that adhered on. And then I guess I will have to, even though I don't want to stop right now, because I'm kind of, you know, moving right along here, but I don't want to stop, but I have to. So I'll go ahead and adhere this piece of ribbon and lace across the top here, and then I will stop and go do what I have to do, and hopefully a little bit later on I can come back and work on it a little bit more. First I want to see, I think I'm going to put this flower in the top corner, and I wanted to make sure that it covered up the raw edge of that lace. I don't like to have raw edges of anything showing. It just doesn't look finished, but I think it will cover it pretty nicely, and you can see a little bit of that glitter underneath. It looks really pretty. I'm gonna come in with a little bit more lace over here, I think underneath the photograph, just white lace. But yeah, it's coming along, and I'm happy with it, very happy with it so far. So yeah, I will go ahead and adhere this down and go do what I have to do and come back, and maybe I can work on it some more yet today. It would really be a perk if I could get it done, but we'll see. So, okay, I will come back whenever I do the next portion here, and get with you again. So, see you in a little while. Hi there, I'm back, and I have made some slight progress on my project here. Today I believe I had mentioned that I had an issue with my kitty cat, and I had to stop yesterday to go get some things for her, which I did do, but this evening she got kind of progressively worse, and she hadn't been sick or anything, but she is 17 years old, and so when she started with these symptoms, I felt that I needed to get her to the vet right away, so I did. And basically what they told me was that she they think has a urinary tract infection, which they can, you know, give her medication to help that along a little bit, to help her, you know, get over that. They can give her some pain medication to help her if she's in any discomfort. But basically he thinks that there is some other things going on with her, and probably cancer or a kidney, you know, failure of some sort, or kidney disease of some sort. So, like I said, she is 17. She's my best buddy. And right now, I guess there's not really much we can do for her other than just try to help her be comfortable. There are a bunch of other things that they can do, but I can't afford that. So, yeah, just taking her this evening was just over $400, and there's no way I can afford all the other diagnostics that they want to do and that type of thing. So anyway, so I will not, as the girls say, waffle on about that anymore, but I did get a little bit of progress done on my project here. I decided on a different flower for up here in the top corner. I decided on this little embroidered one. It's got a little pearl in the center, and I think is really, really pretty. I put a little pearl spray around it, and I think it looks very nice in that corner. I've chosen some wedding appliques here on the top here, that's going to just hang over the edge of the photograph, and down here I also put wedding applique, and I added another ribbon for 3 and put some diamantes on the end of the ribbon and some here on the leaves. I added a couple of these beaded sprays onto it. I think I may have had this green one and this pink one, but I added a white one down here, or clear one I should say, glue strands. And so, oh, also around the photograph itself, I added some of the same trim that's around the edge of the piece. I added that around the photograph. I'll show you here. I added that around the photograph. Like I said, glue strands everywhere, to make an edge around it, and also put a piece of kind of a satin braid in the deep pink color, and I put that around the entire photograph. And so, and I did go ahead and put some lace down here underneath the photograph itself. I think you might be able just to pick up the lace, the piece of lace that I put on there. And for the little banner here that I have, I don't have it adhered down yet either, of of ribbon, it's going to have a little placard in the middle here with the information, the commemorative information in it, and that's going to sit just under the photograph here. And then this part of the wedding embroidery or wedding applique will go over the corner of the photograph here, like so. And then this will have the information and the placard in the middle here, and we'll adhere that ribbon down that way. And I'm trying to decide if I want to put a little flower on each end of the ribbon, or if that would be just way too OTT. It's kind of OTT as it is, I guess. But so that's where I am. I think I added these leaves also on to the flower spray. Oh, I added the other white crystal spray up here at the very top in the corner. So that's where we are right now, and I will continue on with it. I've basically got everything done. I will make the placard and put that in the middle, and adhere the photograph down then, and this piece of wedding applique up here, I will adhere that down as well. And then I think it's going to be pretty much done. I'm trying to decide if I want something down this side, or if I just want to, you know, let well enough alone and just give it a rest on that side. So, I put some of these. This one of them isn't fastened yet. This one I don't think is fastened yet, but I put some of the flat back pearls, the really pretty flat back pearls in the corner down here. So that's pretty much it. I won't be able to show you. I can maybe cover up the little placard in the actual picture when I show it to you in the end, but I probably won't. The next little portion that you see will be the finished piece altogether. So so if you've hung with me this long, I sure appreciate it, and I will be back with the finished piece. And like I said, thank you so much for hanging in there, and I appreciate it very much, and I'll talk to you here in a bit. Okay, here I am with the finished piece, and I just basically I did decide on putting some pearl trim down the side here. I'll try to see if you can bring it in a little closer so you can see down the side here. I put the pearl trim that matches the flat back pearls on the corners, bottom corners, and I did make a little placard for the information to go on down here, which I haven't yet gotten the information onto the card like I want it yet, but I did you know, tack the ribbon down underneath so that I could get it in the right place. This is the photograph, but of course I have blocked off the person. And it's kind of sepia tones. I just wanted it to look a little bit more, you know, just not a stark photograph. So that's why I kind of went with the sepia tones. Anyway, this is it, and I really had fun doing it. I really, really, really hope that that they like it. It I'm sure it would be a very big disappointment to the lady if it turns out that her vision and my vision didn't connect in any way, shape, or form. I always try to get in mind exactly what someone wants before I begin. Sometimes even to show them pictures of previous things that I've done, and ask if they anything like that, or so hopefully this is close to what she had in mind. And yeah, I will try and take some close-up photos to put at the end, but I think you could pretty much see everything that I did. And like I said, I enjoyed doing it very much, and I hope you kind of enjoyed going through it with me. And so until I visit with you next time, God bless you. Bye-bye.